Now the last of the major lexical categories, prepositions. Prepositions are short, and so is what we're going to say about them. So that's appropriate. Do they have inflection? The answer is no. So that's a negative test. If it inflects, it isn't a preposition. But it's not a great test because, as we've seen, there are nouns and adjectives that don't inflect either. So we have to find some other way of sorting out what a preposition is. How do we identify them? Well, unlike doing words and describing words and naming words, prepositions are relationship words, and that's very trendy. Relationships are very trendy, and prepositions are relationship words. They have to do with relationships between things in space and in time, basically. So, space and time are very important. Einstein said they were closely related, so there's a relationship there to start with, but prepositions indicate that something is related to something else. For example, it may be in it, or on it, or under it. So you normally have two nouny type things, sometimes verby type things, which are related to something else, and the preposition indicates what the relationship is. So typical prepositions are by, with, for, behind, below, between, of. When you look at each of them, they indicate a relationship. For example, behind gives you a spatial relationship, something here, something there, and one's behind the other. But it can also be in time. He was behind with his homework, you know. This is in time. Prepositions are a closed class. What do we mean by that? You can't make up new ones. You can make up new nouns, and you can make up new verbs. You can make up new adjectives. Easy enough to do, as we'll see when we get on a little bit in this section. But you can't make up new prepositions. It's very hard to see why you can't. There probably were prepositions that were made up at one stage. For example, into looks like it consists of in plus to, making up a new preposition. But if you think about a new preposition like in under, you really can't make up a new one, whereas new nouns are being made up every day. Well, let's finish off looking at these major categories, now that we've done all four of them, by seeing if we can identify some in a passage. And this time, let's look at all four of them. Starting with the preposition. The statue by the rotunda. Well, the preposition is by. The disappearance of the cash. Of is the preposition. Something disappeared, cash disappeared, and the of tells us the relationship. The circuit for mountain bikes. There's a circuit, there's mountain bikes, and for tells us what the relationship is. Skating on the lake, there's some skating going on, and where? Well, the lake, but it's not under the lake, it's on the lake. There are lots of other non-inflecting grammatical categories, closed classes of words, but we are going to have a look at those later when we look at sentence structure. So finally, let's see if we can pick all four of them. Joanna's pink Ducati completed the journey from Malmö to Ravenna in just under 2 days. Joanna clearly is riding her Ducati very fast, because Malmö is in Sweden and Ravenna is in Italy, so she's sort of belting across Europe at a pretty fair rate. Pink. Pink, does it take a plural? Yes, well it can. Would it take a pink here? Well, no. It could be pinker or pinkest, so it's an adjective. Ducati is a bit of a giveaway because it's got a capital letter, so it's a proper noun. Can't take a plural because it's a proper noun. Completed, well, if you look at the end of that, it's got an ed on it, and that's absolute for verbs, so completed is a verb. In. In's got to be a preposition. It's short, and it has a relationship meaning. Ravenna, in. Just. Just. We haven't really done just, have we? Just, juster, more just, most just. Well, not in this position, but it sort of looks like a bit of an adjective. It's probably an adverb, but we haven't done adverbs and it doesn't matter. Days has a plural on the end, so 1 day, 2 days, so that's a noun. Let's have a look at the rest of them. Joanna, you should be able to pick as a noun. The, no idea. Journey, journeys, yeah, plural. From, looks like a preposition. Malmo and Ravenna have capital letters, so they're proper nouns. To, preposition. Under, preposition. To in front of days, well, you could just call that a number and that would be a pretty good start.